Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. And today we're into round 7 of KOTE against Ewaldus of Invidius' Gleeful Nephews. Deck lists can be found in the description again, and thanks to Crucible Tracker as well, you will see my opponent's hand up where their cards are. I've gone into Untamed there and played the Mamook. Obviously it's killed itself, but that is not a bad Saurian lineup to get into play on turn 2, so I didn't want to get rid of it. My opponent's played a World Tree and Big Twig. So just as I said, I am going to go into the Saurians. I'm going to play Senator Shrix down first. I'm going to play the Legionary to taunt it and ward it, and then I'm going to play the Ludo the other side of the Legionary. I'm also going to put the Scutum onto Shrix. So if you kill Shrix, it still goes. My opponent has gone into Shadows. They've played Booby Trap. And then a Silent Dagger onto Big Twig, and then they've passed the turn to me. Now again with 3 Saurian creatures down plus that Orator Hisario, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to reap with all of them. I'm going to put the extra onto Shrix. I'm going to put the Orator Hisario in between the Legionary and Shrix. And then I'm going to read with them both again. That's going to put a lot more on Shrix as well. So yeah, that's got me into check on 6. It's also got 4 on Shrix, which I can spend on a key, and it also kind of stops the interdimensional graft from triggering, which my opponent's got. So that's a good play there. However, as you can see, the save the pack, if he can damage the Shrix, will take it off. He had 4 damage cards in his deck, and literally the Save the Pack and the Nature's Call were the only things in his entire deck that would get rid of that Shrix. So yeah, using the Big Twig to reap and then damage Shrix with the Silent Dagger and then Save the Pack. Admittedly he hasn't got the 4, but that was a really big play for him there. As I say, there's only 2 cards in his deck that would have got those 4 off me there, and on turn 3 he's got one of them in his hand. So that was a little bit unlucky for me. As you can see, he's got a big library access turn there coming. I'm just deciding what to do. Do I go for the Dis or do I go for the Untamed? I mean, you don't particularly want to discard Eon, the Infernus to steal one with Eon the Fringes when the Infernus is going to get rid of 2, and Snag is a good creature as well. That is a good creature to be using and threatening with its whole control the weak aspect of fighting. So yeah, I've played the Infernus, costing 1. Got rid of one of those control cards, played down Eon the Fringes, played down the Snag, and then passed the turn. So my opponent's gone into the logos, as you can see. So he's got 3 logos cards, so he's going to draw 3. So he's played Library Access, he's played the Bat Drone that was in hand, he's played Library of Babel that he's drawn, he's played Fogify that was in his hand, he's played Interdimensional Graph that he's drawn, he's played Sloppy Lab Work that he's drawn, and he's archived the Nature's Call. That's the card that goes into his archive. Just deciding what to get rid of, so he's discarded the a Nexus, and then he's played Positron Bolt. There we go. So So from 3 Logos cards in hand on the library access turn, he's actually managed to play 6 because he's been lucky enough to draw 3 Logos cards, which is quite a return. Playing 3 Logos cards, you've got every right to draw at least 1, but equally drawing 3 is a bit above average. Literally, if he played down those 3 cards, every single one of them, it is the equivalent of drawing a Logos card for it. Admittedly, he played down another 3 besides it for what he drew, but yeah, like I say, to draw a Logos card straight off the first one, and then extra Logos cards and stuff like that, and end up playing 6 cards, probably a bit of an above average turn. He's gone into Untamed this time and played Snufflegator, Halakor and Niflate. That was after I had played the Axiom of Grist because I didn't want to play it. I didn't want to play down 4 Untamed creatures and then have a board wipe in hand. So I thought I'd play my wipe first. So again, here we are. I've got 4 Untamed creatures, 6 creatures in total, and Song of the Wild in hand to potentially double reap with. So he's drawn the Nature's Call and he's returned 3 of my returned 2 of the creatures, knocked a ward off. As you can see, he's also got the 3 creatures that are down 2. There we go. Played another Niflate. Played Nocturnal Maneuver. And pass the turn to me. So again, I mean, that was a good turn for him. I'll put down the Kangafant and discard the Song of the Wild. But yeah, I mean, literally every single turn. I mean, again, 6 creatures there, and I've gone from 6 creatures to 1 exhausted creature when I've got a Mass Reap card in my hand. And equally, I play the Axiom of Grist and he puts down a load of creatures straight afterwards. He's playing really well, but I'm getting nothing. I'm getting absolutely nothing in terms of luck going for me. Every single time I do something really good and I'm about to make a lot of amber, he's got 1 card in his deck that can stop me triggering it, and it's in his hand. So there are games where there's nothing you can do, and this is pretty much going like one of those at the moment. And again, you can go for Untamed. I mean, he's got no Untamed in hand, but he's got 4 creatures down. Obviously, you do use them all. That makes total sense. Reap to 9. I mean, at least I can make him pay 9, or I can make him not forge. But to be honest, I might have been better here, just letting him pay 9, rather than using the Infernus to make some cards get lost. I mean, look at that, 3 Fates. Where was that 2 turns ago before I put down some big creatures? That takes out all my creatures and none of his. That would have been really useful on the turn where I had 1 creature and he had, 4. So he's gone his shadows there and played the Fagin and the Urchin. The Fagin and the Urchin are good cards, especially again when you've got another Urchin and the Relentless Whispers in your hand to use. Again, at the moment I'm just trying to get a bit of board up, because my board control, I get it at a time when it's going to do nothing for me and everything for my opponent, whereas my opponent's been getting the board control at points where it costs me 4 amber, stuff like that. So that was the Untamed there. They've gone into Untamed, just use some of the Untamed creatures to fight off, do a bit of fighting and do a bit of reaping. Again, keeping the board down, but also keeping their creature level high above mine, which is good play. So yeah, play the Infernus. I've taken off the Halacore because the Halacore meant lots of skirmishes have been going off. Have to discard the 3 fates because it's come at an absolutely useless time for me. Then play the Eteron. Then play the other discrete. So now I've actually got a bit of board. But again, at this stage, the game is gone. I mean, the game pretty much went on 2 things. Taking off Shrix with only one of the 2 cards in his deck that would do it. And then with the help of Halacore being skirmish, knocking out and the Nature's Call that was in archive as well, which was a good time to play it, dropping me from 6 creatures to 1, which was exhausted. So yeah, my opponent has played the game really, really well. Archiving the Nature's Call was a really good move. Playing the Nature's Call when they played it was a really good move. But yeah, I just feel like this is one of those games where basically the cards in the order they've come out, I could not have won that game anyway, anyhow, at all. With the draw I got and the draw my opponent got, I had no chance of winning that game. But again, in a card game, that can happen. There are times where you just, you're not going to get the chance to win the game. So well played to my opponent because they've played a good game. As a team, we've all lost, unfortunately. So that's another loss, but we'll see how we go next time. Thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the Forge be with you.